paying attention now?
Yes.
So, hi, it's us again, and in this episode we're gonna replace the high pressure fuel pump in Fabian's Land Rover Discovery 3.
Hope you enjoy the video.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
So, we're up for a small repair. Lower it down.
It's down.
Down, good.
So I had a fault 5 times on the road.
Well, hopefully you're not gonna have that fault when you leave today.
There it is.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Looks like a heart.
So, the thing is, does it include new sensors? Or did they just overpaint them?
Not new ones, I told you.
Because I'm really worried that this one was replaced because of the same issue, and then they fix it mechanically, but they do not fix the electrical sensors. Yeah, and that sensor is definitely the old one here. See, it got scratches in here. It's a regulator, it's a valve, not a sensor. It got overspray here inside the sensor from painting it.
So we're getting ready to fix the car.
I'm not relaxed today.
You're never relaxed. And I'm glad it's Fabian's car again, and not ours.
The final repair, it's either this or junkyard.
Yeah.
So sorry. We're gonna replace the high pressure fuel pump. And before you replace your high pressure fuel pump, you gotta of course diagnose your low pressure fuel system. You also gotta change your filter. You gotta make sure your low pressure fuel system is intact. You best do that by using Robbie's guide for the low pressure fuel system, as you can find it on the disco3.co.uk website.
Yeah.
We've done all this. We also did a leak test on the injectors to make sure that is all okay. And now we're down to the high pressure fuel pump. I did some records using the GAP2 tool. Based on those records, on those recordings, it is a problem with the pressure control valve.
Okay. And by the way, it's not our gap tool, it's Fabian's gap tool.
I was supposed to take the ground off first and I didn't because you were interrupting me. Remove now the EGR pipes. We're gonna loosen the Torx one instead of the clamp. Vera?
Yes?
We're gonna need a magnet because I'm gonna drop bolts now.
Oh.
You sure you're going the right way? There's one here. And there's also a gasket in there. And then you're gonna get all the sympathy from everybody. Even though you screwed up. Okay. This bolt down there is hard to loosen. I can get these bolts out using this tiny little ratchet with a Torx bit. Again, this way I don't need to loosen the clamp. According to Land Rover, that move is not possible.
So again, it is most important that you own several extensions. Oh.
There it is.
So now we're gonna take out the battery.
Careful with the cables when removing this kind of stuff. So now I can get the crossover pipe out much easier. And I give this to Vera. It's a good idea not to drop anything into the EGR valves. You ready? So put this into service mode. There we go. Yeah, that's much more light. So we disconnect wires now. There are certainly enough of those in a Discovery. We gotta remove the throttle body here. The Discovery 3 got a butterfly valve in here which is electrically actuated. That's why we call this a throttle body. A diesel engine doesn't have a throttle body because it always has the full air intake open. But on a Discovery, wise engineers thought, okay, when we want to close the EGR valves and then draw the exhaust fumes into the engine, we need a butterfly valve to close the regular air intake so that the exhaust fumes are moved in. That's why this thing has this electrical butterfly valve.
Yes.
So it's a emissions thing, yeah? Completely useless. Okay, make sure your wife is around when you move this thing so you can yell at her if it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit of WD-40 does the trick. Oh my God. And you move it first to the right and then to the left and you got it out. There's the butterfly valve here.
Is it stuck?
No, it's nicely open. Yeah. They're supposed to come off. Yeah, that's the case.
And this one?
So I think actually we need to set up that tarp now. So we need to put up our tarp because it's August 3rd and it's rainy season all summer long.
It has now this camping flair.
Yes, okay. Everybody's getting ready to go to the Alps.
So this is really good, except that it's dark now. And we gotta do some garden work.
Yeah, there's a major storm system coming.
So our tarp doesn't get all destroyed.
So he's using a crack in
I'm using a crack in the wall and I put a wedge in. Okay, so luckily there's this crack. No, it's a good crack. Yeah. It was designed in for this purpose. Okay, wow, walk in here. This is really nice.
Yeah, it's really comfy. He's been carrying the rooftop water tank now for almost 4 weeks. And it didn't explode, and it didn't come loose, and it didn't do anything some people predicted. And it holds the pressure. So now our setup is complete with a tarp and light.
Yeah.
And I'm dry and warm.
We don't have to use our heater yet. It's all that jet stream's fault, you know. It has nothing to do with the CO2 emissions, I think.
Global warming.
Coolant crossover pipe now loose. Did a little bit of a fluid spill, of course. We got it out.
So we have a huge cable mess here.
Yeah.
Well, actually not.
We have to get the cables out of the way. So we leave it like this. Now the next one is this one here. This wiring harness out. Last one gotta come off too. And this entire harness, we're gonna have to pull it forward, out of the way, like this. And now we got this wiring harness out of the way.
Oh. We have to take out the oil filter now.
So, these two lines gotta come off. In order to get the oil separator out, we have to disconnect the glow plug wiring here. There it is. It comes out right here. That's the left-hand bank.
I don't think we're ever gonna get that in again.
I think this car is going straight to the junkyard. Separator is the hardest part to get it out. The trick is to get rid of some of those connectors once you have it lifted up. So, and then here towards the front. I know why they want us to disconnect this connector. That's exactly the trick here. So we got it out of the way. But now
One connector was.
it still does not want to move out.
What the? I think
So,
something broke off
No,
now.
no.
Oh.
You can see here that it did get hung up here. So that was one of the points it needed persuasion.
That
And
looks like
it is
so obsolete.
Really tricky to get this piece out, but I show it one more time. The way it goes in and out is in this orientation, yeah? You stick it in there, and then you get this leg down, and this thing all the way pushed over there, and then you twist it around.
Oh,
That's,
boy.
how long did that take now?
30 minutes
30 minutes.
at least.
30 minutes.
So whoever says it's a 2-hour job is
And
lying.
you know what? Now we can move on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make lunch now.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Okay. Now take this cover out, which is now a piece of cake, of course. And
For the
next
belt.
thing is, we got to take the belt off. There's the tensioner. And the risky thing is, if you take the tensioner out, during the last couple of turns, that the belt tension binds up on the thread and destroys the thread. Yeah. So what we do, so this is the right, and this is the left. What my stupid rule is, I put a left here, and I put a right here. So removing the oil separator locating stud, we try it with a crawfoot wrench. Yeah, it moved. So this is a crawfoot wrench. And now we can take the stud out. So now we got to take this belt cover off. Something simple. There's not much simple stuff on a Discovery. There it is. And now we got to remove the pump.
After lunch.
On later Discovery 3s, it's a different kind of a pump. And it's really hard to get your wrench in between.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
So how much did Land Rover say would be this repair?
4,000 euros.
This looks different than on your new one.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think it's the wrong pump.
No, it looks the same.
Sure.
Oh Christian, you make so much stress.
Yeah.
Now we got to change the pulley wheel.
You have to explain a little bit more. What is broken here now?
I think the pressure sensor is broken and not the pump itself. But because it's such a major surgery and because it's Fabian's money, we're gonna replace the full pump. Because
Yeah, but where is
you
the
saw
pressure
it.
sensor?
It's not a sensor, it's actually a pressure valve. One is the pressure valve and one is the volume control valve. You can get them individually out of the UK for 120 to 140 euro a piece.
Oh.
So to replace these two, including taxes and everything, you would already have 400 euros. That's why we've chosen to buy a remanufactured used pump, which of course comes with the risk that it was replaced exactly because of the same problem. Because the sensor, this valve, does not look new. So this is good. We're gonna try it now with heat. Because we got a new pump, right?
Yeah.
So we give it here some stress. Nice.
I got that on video.
Very good.
This is good. Some marks we gotta, right here, we gotta file off.
So it says here 50 Newton meter.
Yeah, I'm fixing the ones which got grabbed by the puller. Just bevel the edges a little bit. Just a tiny bit. What else do you want me to say? I said get the red lifter thing.
Yes, but you never mean the red lifter.
The red
thing.
lifter thing is exactly this.
You didn't say get the red lifter thing.
I said get the red lifter thing.
No,
and
you said get
didn't
the
get
red
it.
thing.
Just because they had one on, we put it on as well. Yeah, that's a better cutter. Good girl. This is the spot where the fuel pump is mounted, and this bolt is really hard to get to here because there's not enough space for the wrench between this water pipe and this bolt. So that's where I needed a special setup.
There's a spider coming from on top here.
So that's it. And you know what I used? I used this from Robin out of his forge. So I cut it off. I don't know if he's happy about it. Yeah, I cut it off. So we got to get the second one out.
Oh shit. So that was like, well, a 10-minute job.
Yeah, it's out. There it is. So we need to make now a tool
Again?
to get the new ones back in. Put some silicone grease on these. Yeah. There. And I got me a tool to install them.
That doesn't look like a tool, it looks like a pipe. Oh my god.
Did it go in? Down there we installed new seals, okay, for the oil separator. Now we put the pump back in, same as before.
Changing the seals took like 30 minutes.
Just like that.
It was a pain. This is a heart
This
transplant.
is the heart of the Discovery.
Yeah.
Well, you hold the line away.
Where's the line? This one?
Yes. Yeah, it fits. It's in. Okay, now I put the bolts back in.
Well, don't you want to show me a close-up?
Actually, I don't.
Oh, there are quite a few bolts.
Yeah.
Shit. So what do you do now?
I tighten bolts.
With 23 Newton meters.
Actually, I'm using 25.
Oh, that's...
23 Newton meter, you said, right?
Yeah.
There is no high pressure fuel pump guide from Robbie.
Oh, what does he
There's
have?
only a low pressure fuel pump
Oh.
guide. The high pressure fuel line here, which they set to use a new one.
We don't have a new one?
No, and we don't give a damn. We put the old one in.
Oh, we are like Mets. Come here. There are still so many bolts left.
Every single one of these bolts
It's a problem.
is a fight.
Now we are working on the high pressure fuel line.
We should use a 17 millimeter craw foot and the torque wrench.
Oh, the one I already put away almost and got yelled at for
got yelled at.
almost putting it
She
away.
takes the tools on our surgery table, which we got all sorted out so we know how to put it back together, and she starts sorting the tools away. So of course I had to yell.
That is a grow foot spanner.
Unit in stage 115, in stage 235. Yeah?
Whatever. Oh, battery is empty.
Okay, watch it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I'm having the crow foot exactly at 90 degrees, okay?
Oh my
as
God.
good as possible.
You don't see
This
it.
way, the torque I apply is the correct torque. Yeah?
That way we can see it. It looks
And I
really
hope what I'm
weird.
saying, what I'm talking about right now is correct. If I use it like this and apply torque to this point, then the torque at this point is higher, right?
How am I supposed to know that?
And when I use it like this, the pivot point is like this arc. Yeah, so the torque here and here should be equivalent. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not really sure. It's Fabian's car, so we do it like this. I put it at 90 degrees.
Everything's all right.
Yeah, we put it like this.
Oh my
Can you
God.
turn the light on?
Oh my God, are
Yeah.
you...
So I'm using a crawfoot wrench again to fasten down the oil separator locating stud. Just in case somebody wants to know.
Start.
This goes in here like this. And there are two housing bolts. Yeah. We put this in I think you can trust me that I can do this off camera.
Yeah. Now I got myself a step. And Christian is using a pallet. And we're just making sure that there are no bolts missing. Because we still have a lot of bolts. Now he's putting in the cover.
Yeah. This thing gotta go back in now.
Oh my god.
This cable here needed to go in halfway. So how was this now?
So we're checking on our cell phone the video how to put it in.
Like this?
Yeah.
It's rubber grommet back there.
So now it's in. Thank God. It took 30 minutes to take out and only 3 minutes to put in.
Yeah, but probably because we broke something off.
Oh yeah, please take all the tissue out.
Oops.
Oh. So how's this?
Oops is always no good.
There it is.
Like the tissue.
Okay. Yeah.
Cleaning everything with brake cleaner.
Snapped, yeah.
It snapped, and then the other side, everything is plastic and like it's not supposed to last.
Oh boy. They are stressed about putting a used oil filter back in.
Well, it's only 5,000 old.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just fine.
2 clicks. That's good.
What do you call it? You're not calling it cable tree.
It's a wiring loom.
Oh, it's a wiring loom. Exactly.
A wiring loom.
I watched so much Sarah and tuned and still don't know it.
But this doesn't seem right.
I'll show you then when it's done.
This one?
Still working back there. And I got yelled at again.
Because you put away tools which we still needed.
Here, everything is full. Everything is full. Here, everything is full. There's no room. And I put the tool back where it belongs. So now they're putting back together all the connectors and wiring looms.
So much cables.
Yes.
If you get them right, they kind of fall into place naturally, and then suddenly it looks all clean.
Yes. Like that ever happens to us. See, not working.
Okay, I need this cover now. Yeah, if you go wading,
You need that.
you need this thing on.
Exactly.
So the water stays in once it gets in there.
It starts raining again. Thank God we have the tap still up.
And I put the safety plug over it.
Yeah. So the
Goes
ECU
back
is
in.
not gonna
Now
complain.
disconnect.
So that's a good idea, taking all the tissues out.
So two. I exactly remember how I took it out. Which was the opposite, obviously.
Because now it goes in?
Yeah, it goes in
Thank
really
God.
easy. These 2 plugs, see, they belong in here. That's looking good, right? And these 2 belong in here.
Oh my God. Look at how disgusting that is.
Well, it's normal. We just have to get that O-ring clean.
Yeah. Well, that's your job. Oh, the O-ring is really dirty. Here are the bolts for the EGR stuff. And there are 2 rusty screws. I hate that thing. It's too much.
Yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's too bright.
Yeah. It's like a spotlight.
And now, see?
I didn't hear the pop.
Yeah, well, I felt it.
It has been raining today. And Luna is one wet dog, and that car smells now really bad.
I'm supposed to use a torque wrench here.
So to what torque? Newton meters?
It's already adjusted perfectly.
Enough.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
And they were way too tight.
So how many Newton meters are supposed to go on here?
Oh, that's a plastic thread. That's below any Newton meter limit. All it has to do is bottom out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, this is good.
So let's just hope you took out all the tissues. That's
So
my
this-
biggest worry.
This piece goes on here. Goes on here. Okay. It goes on like this.
And did it pop?
The near pop.
We almost pop.
The problem is we only get the top one in.
What?
The lower one is a debacle.
Oh my god. So almost
So
done.
it's a major surgery. So this is in. It's in. So that's good. Yeah, in
Did you take the tissue out? It's
Did
my
we?
biggest worry.
we did take it out.
No clue.
Okay, and now loosen it. Yeah, loosen it. Good. That one is on.
Close to the end, but our tray here is not getting any more empty.
Where is this supposed to go? So it must be this one here.
You should know where it goes. We've used that one before.
They are.
Maybe it's the one for the other side. Yeah.
See, I'm getting closer.
Glad I could film that one.
Okay.
Oh, and it's getting empty.
What time is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's after 6 o'clock.
And we started at 9.
It's 6:20.
Yeah.
And other than setting up the top, we didn't really screw around.
I screwed around it. The tray is empty.
That's the British one.
That's the British one.
This is the Australian one.
You would think we knew by now how to mount it.
this is...
Oh, look at that. All nice.
Yeah, that compartment looks decent again.
Did you hurt your back again?
2 or 3 times.
Oh my god.
So cycle it on. Don't start it.
I'm scared. It's not starting.
One more time. Off.
So he wants a fuel pump to prime the diesel line first.
Give it a try.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at that! It came! How cool is that?
So the pump is working. Okay. What we gotta do now is look for leaks. Yeah, that's the one, that's an old one. So clear them all. And after that I would say restart it.
No faults! Was there smoke coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, I can taste it. It's coolant.
It's coolant. It smells sweet. Oh, yeah, you're so sweet. I hope he's not gonna tear down my top.
So there. Fabian has the gap tool. Red is the fuel pump pressure, and purple is the volume control valve. The dark blue line is the pressure control valve. So dark blue got to go up first, and then red line is supposed to follow. And this is now beautiful. And in the past, when it came to a fault, basically the dark blue line raised up, demanding pressure, and the red line wasn't following. You paid 600 euros for the refurbished pump.
Yeah.
And there is a 150 euro core deposit, what he's gonna get back. We hope now that this fault is not coming back. So it's not over yet. We got a brand new fuel pump right here. The only one for a good price in entire Europe. It was even vacuum packed. And we're gonna install this pump today. It had here some transport damage, which is not very severe because it was packed really good, but this connector is cracked. We're gonna have to glue this and we're gonna install this pump. Simply because the car is not starting very good. It sometimes, when it's really hot, it doesn't start at all. So we think this fuel pump, this remanufactured fuel pump, is just simply no good. Here you got it. This is the original pump. This is the remanufactured version. This is the new pump from Video Continental Siemens. Brand new out of the box. With the little patchwork here in the back. What we did to seal up this connector. This pump was a little bit more than €1,000, so excellent price, and hopefully this one will work after this job today. I'll tighten this with 50 Newton meters. So let's put the brand new fuel pump back in, and it's not even lunch. And Vera is not around. I wonder if that has to do with it that we're so fast. Oh, give it an ignition cycle. Yeah, and it's already here. Hang on, there's some air. And air is gone. Looks clean now. And ignition off. 10 seconds wait. Running again. Give it a start. Stop. Nochmal Zündung aus, nochmal Zündung ein. And one more. It's running. Wow. Okay. Okay, so while we were at it here and have the high pressure fuel pump removed, we also changed all the glow plugs prematurely. You can see them right here. And I cannot tell you how lucky we are that we got all 6 out. They were basically, I want to say, almost loose. None of them got stuck. And we put new ones now back in. Fabian bought new glow plugs. But we have the old glow plugs here, and we tested them, and they were still all functioning. And it's a risky job, but we got them out very, very easy. And I think the reason we got him out so easy was that he came here with an absolute hot engine. After an hour and 30, we were in a position to take the glow plugs out, which means the engine core still had a decent temperature. And then I used an air nozzle to cool down the plug itself a little bit here and blow out the dust. And then I just cracked them loose. They had, I want to say, the break loose torque was less than 10 Newton meters. They were really nicely loose. Here, if you want to check your glow plugs, all you got to do is connect an amp meter here to the main wiring harness. So you got 6 cables going through, and then you tell your coworker to turn on the ignition. Go ahead. And there you see about 60 amps. So that's 15 amps, no, about 10 amps per glow plug. And then it regulates down relatively quickly. And it turns off because it's warm already today.